What is up, it's iCkEdMeL. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute. I have this interesting, kind of weird story that we're going to be talking about, a story from Las Vegas, which involves Amanda Sharp Jefferson, 26, that's the mother, Jaykwon Singleton, that's the father, 1-year-old Rose, and 2-month-old Lily, both with the last name Singleton. Before we get into the story, if you're a channel member, I have a new video dropping, so stay tuned on that. Interesting information with a previous story that we covered on this channel. And if you're new here and you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. I believe the story is in its infancy, but we're going to get into some news clips, the father's side, the mother's side, from what we know so far. And there's supposed to be a bail hearing, I believe 11/12. To discuss whether she should be given bail or not. Definitely let me know your thoughts as we get into this story, especially the father already offering forgiveness and support through the court hearings for Amanda.
He told me he thinks the girls were despite what his wife is accused of.
I forgive her. I love her. I have to act like they're still here because the only way I can carry on their legacy is just like, just stay positive.
Still behind bars tonight. She was denied bail, but she'll be back in court tomorrow. Jaykwon told me he'll continue to support her.
Jaykwon had told police that he had been in a relationship with Amanda since 2018. Jaykwon stated that everything in the relationship had been normal up until a few weeks prior to the incident, where she alleged that he cheated on her with a spirit wife. Now, I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe somebody can comment down below. I don't know if that's a spirituality thing or a certain sector of that they have spiritual husbands and wives. Now, November 5th, Jaykwon leaves around 7:30 p.m., according to reports, to go to his grandmother's house where he has another daughter named Violet, and he went to go see his daughter, which, by the way, with regards to Violet, it's not clear whether Amanda is the mother of that child or did Violet belong to another mother with Jaykwon. He came back home the next day, November 6th, where he finds his daughters stacked up on top of each other and supported on a baby swing. He then calls police around 12:15 p.m. Amanda never called the police. We're going to talk about the 911 call, but let's watch the first clip and I can give some of the details and notes that I took down. There's a Fox 5 clip here.
As Amanda Sharp Jefferson sits behind bars tonight, accused of murdering her 2 babies, her husband and their father, Jaykwon, told me he's just trying to stay positive.
Lily. Hi, baby.
We had them 11 months apart.
Sucks too, man. When I saw this originally, the image here, the baby, and he was talking, it reminds me a little bit of Maddie, that baby face. I have videos like that where she looked just like that.
We wanted them to be close and just grow together and just live forever.
Instead, the lives of 2-month-old Lily and 1-year-old Rose were tragically cut short.
Rose was my big juice and Lily was my brown sugar.
Jaykwon Singleton told me he left them with their mom, Amanda Sharp Jefferson, Thursday night so he could be with his other daughter, Violet, at his grandmother's.
I see Rose, I see Amanda, I see Lily. Everything's good. I was like around 7-something. I'm giving them kisses, I give them hugs. I'm like, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
That was the last time he saw his 2 youngest daughters alive. When he got back to the apartment around noon on Friday,
I see Rose and Lily like over there.
He said they were in the living room, laying down. Rose was on top of Lily. Amanda was home.
Take this coat off, put it on my bed and stuff. And I'm like, but as I'm doing that, she's like, shh, shh, shh.
He said he thought they were asleep until...
Feel Lily's head. I'm like, she's kind of cold.
After a few minutes of trying to get a response, it clicked, and he confronted Amanda.
I'm asking, like, what did you do to my daughter? What did you do to my daughter? And she's like, shh, shh.
Jaykwon said he called his mom, then called 911. He said Amanda never did.
Let me take this moment here, too, to talk a little bit about the 911 call from the various articles. Police say they received a 911 call from Father Jaykwon. The father was heard asking Amanda in the background what happened. Jaykwon told police she drowned them. I feel like their mom drowned them or something. It's also stated here that the children were found dead in a bassinet stacked on top of each other. So I'm not sure. Baby swing, bassinet, two different things. As Jaykwon stated here in the news article, he asked why they were stacked on top of each other. Amanda shushed him. Eventually, Jaykwon checked the kids and realized that they were cold and not breathing. She kept shushing him and at one point made a statement that their organs were worth a lot of money, the arrest report said. According to KTNV, Jaykwon called 911 after coming home and finding the children. On the call, the report says he can be heard asking Amanda what did she do. He can then be heard saying what. After a brief silence, she drowned them. Also from KTNV, when officers arrived at the apartment on Sierra Vista Drive near Maryland Parkway and Desert Inn Road, the report says they found two small children stacked on top of each other, laying on a baby swing in the living room. When the medical professionals arrived, they were both pronounced dead on scene. The other thing is that even the medical professionals could hear that Amanda was asking about how much the body parts of the children would be worth. That's on an arrest report.
She's super calm, cool, and collective about it. Literally putting her clothes on, nothing, talking about can we sell the organs and stuff.
He told me he thinks the girls were drowned.
That day when I seen them, I died. I still feel dead.
And he said she was just calmly just putting on her clothes.
His head, I'm like, she's kind of cold.
After a few minutes of trying to get a response, it clicked, and he confronted Amanda.
I'm asking, like, what did you do to my daughter? What did you do to my daughter? And she's like, shh, shh.
Jaykwon said he called his mom, then called 911. He said Amanda never did.
She's super calm, cool, and collective about it. Literally putting her clothes on, nothing, talking about can we sell the organs and stuff.
He told me he thinks the girls were drowned.
That day when I seen them, I died. I still feel dead. I feel blank, I'm numb.
In Amanda's arrest report, it said she told officers she didn't know Jaykwon and denied having any children.
She was going through a spiritual, a spiritual and soul type of thing where she thought she wasn't in this reality. She was in the spiritual and soul reality.
He said the spiritual side all started a few weeks ago.
I feel like maybe me not coming back that night got to her.
Despite what his wife is accused of.
I forgive her. I love her. I have to act like they're still here because the only way I can carry on their legacy is just just stay positive.
He told me he, Amanda, Rose, and Lily went everywhere together.
The forgiveness thing too, that could be maybe a coping mechanism, I guess. Who knows? Everybody's different, but it's a little kind of surprising. And also that it seemed like he was going to support her in court. You guys think she lost her mind? Did she have a bad trip? Did she take something? We're going to talk about that more.
If I walk around with anger, hatred, I'm not going to be able to get through this situation.
Now he walks alone, without his big juice or brown sugar.
Life will never be the same.
Jaykwon told me he hopes people hear this story and use it as a reminder to check on your friends and family, mental health, and don't brush off red flags. Meanwhile, Amanda is still behind bars tonight. She was denied bail, but she'll be back in court tomorrow. Jaykwon told me he'll continue to support her.
Let's talk a little bit about Amanda, what she said according to the news reports, and we'll get back to some of the clips. Now, Amanda states that, first of all, she denied knowing Jaykwon and that she has kids with him or anyone, or that she has kids at all. She did not invoke her right to an attorney or remain silent. She told officers that she lived at the apartment alone. So she wakes up, this is her story. So she wakes up around 10 a.m. and she finds the kids in her living room. Instead of calling for help, it's reported that she decided to take a shower. That's what she claimed. And she was telling the officers she took a shower because she likes showers. The other thing too is that she states she believed this whole thing was a setup. She was wondering how the strollers got there. In another report, it says she believed the children, their toys, and the strollers were planted by someone.
All right, now to some local news. A Las Vegas woman accused of killing her two children faced a judge today. According to an arrest report, 26-year-old Amanda Sharp Jefferson told police that she never had kids and believed she was set up. It also states that Jefferson started speaking to her boyfriend, who's also the children's father, about an alternate spirit world. She's charged with murder after police found her young daughters dead in a bassinet. Her next court date set for November 24th.
And I'm not sure too, multiple articles. I think this next clip I'm going to show you says bassinet. The others say swing. I don't know if it really makes much of a difference at this point.
According to new police documents, those babies have been identified as 1-year-old Rose Singleton and 2-month-old Lily Singleton. Police say the girl's father found them in a swing stacked on top of each other at their apartment near Desert Inn and Maryland Parkway. He told officers he believed they were drowned. Police also say the mother, 26-year-old Amanda Sharp Jefferson, made comments that she was, quote, set up and denied the children belonged to her at one point. She is due in court tomorrow.
Just a quick FYI, I didn't even think about it and I kind of forgot they do have bassinets that swing and multi-purpose kind of thing. So it's probably one of those things. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things. We're going to get into another clip that we can watch together. It shows a little bit of them at court. Now, one of the things too that was mentioned in the NY Post, Amanda denied being under the influence of alcohol or drugs, but said there may be marijuana present in the apartment, according to Fox 5 Vegas. Another weird tidbit that I found was, according to the Daily Mail, they stated that Amanda described the children to be of darker skin and one of the kids to have foam coming out of its mouth. Now, they said this was according to a police report from Las Vegas Review-Journal. When I clicked the link, I didn't see anything that was saying anything about that. So that's up in the air. Now I want to play a little bit of this clip and we can watch it together and I can give you a little bit of information with regards to the court and what's coming up, according to KTNV and Review-Journal.
Singleton told police she was acting strange a few weeks earlier but seemed fine when he saw her the evening prior. Police say Sharp Jefferson denied having any children and said someone must have put them in her apartment. At first, Sharp Jefferson was not in the courtroom. Her lawyer claimed that there was concerns about the reaction to the allegations. She eventually appeared and said she understood the charges and also understood the next date for her scheduled preliminary hearing.
I do not find that the concerns expressed, at least at this juncture, would outweigh the public's right to at least view electronically the arraignment.
Sharp Jefferson's lawyer also...
So this whole thing here, and I'll replay the little part again, according to KTNV, Amanda was granted a public defender and a bail hearing scheduled for November 12th. So the preliminary hearing was scheduled for 9 a.m. November 24th. So I think that's going to happen then. So I'm going to put this out Thursday, November 12th. So there may be an update the same day this video comes out. And what's supposed to happen in that bail hearing, according to Review-Journal, is she appeared on Tuesday before Las Vegas Justice of the Peace Karen Bennett, who set another hearing for Thursday, when attorneys are expected to argue whether Amanda should continue to be held without bail. They're trying to get her bail. What do you guys think? Comment down below.
Also filed two motions. The first is to preserve evidence, the second regarding bail. Sharp Jefferson will return to court on November 24th. Reporting from the Regional Justice Center, Bianca Holman, 8 News Now.
So I'm not exactly sure because this seems like that was that bail hearing, but I don't know if we're still supposed to... I'm a little confused with this. I don't know if the dates are wrong with the news, but there's definitely something going on November 24th. Also, court records list one prior arrest for Amanda. So in case the people were wondering about the history with her, she pleaded no contest in January 2017 to a misdemeanor destruction of property charge, although the case was later dismissed. A little bit more about the bail hearing. I found this from News 3LV. Now they state that the bail hearing is being continued until Thursday, which will be today when I post the video for you guys. So we will have a mini update with that. And the interesting thing too is that they're stating that the attorney with the public defender's office is arguing against having cameras in the courtroom. They're saying for privacy issues at stake. How do you guys feel about that? What do you think about the mother? Was it a mental lapse, or is this all a game and a show that she's putting on? What do you think about the father and the support? Is this some sort of coping mechanism? Thank you guys for all the support. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bells and notifications, all that good stuff. Members, new video out today. Playlist, I recommend if you haven't seen it yet, check out the Maricela coverage I did. Links down below. I'm overdue for a local story, like going out in person, so we'll see about that. Take care of yourselves and peace.